Hello, and thank you for watching. Welcome to my brand new show, Fire Facts. Now, what is Fire Facts, you might be asking? Well, it's very simple. It's a show where I come up with random questions about video games from my head, or even if you can suggest questions to me in the comments section, please feel free. It would really help me out. And then I go through the research process and come up with an answer to that question. The questions can range from in-game lore, to the history of games, to the current marketing franchise of the game, or that's probably not even the right thing to say, oh well, but basically, if it's about a video game, it could be really the most randomest subject about a video game that I find I really want to answer and share that answer with you guys. So please, if you like this video after you've watched it, set that like button on fire and hit that subscribe button for more content. Without further ado, let's get into our first ever question, shall we? And I think this is going to be a pretty random one, but I think it'll be fun either way. So the question I have is, how did Fallout 76, this game right here, how did this game, a game with one of the worst releases in video game history, so bad it sent Bethesda on a downward spiral nightmare, how in the world did that now become a fully playable and growing AAA title game? Let's find out.
Fallout 76, a name that shall forever live in infamy. Or at least that's what everyone thought. But in the last couple of years, the game has slowly but surely been crawling out of the 12-foot grave that it was tossed into following its initial release. Now, I'm not saying it's completely out of the hole yet. No, not for a good while. But the fact remains that life has filled those bug and glitch-infested lungs. So, who knows what the future can hold? Now, I don't plan to go into full detail about the game's failed release or the PR nightmare that followed, because, let's be honest, there's already tons of videos on YouTube that go into full detail about what happened. Plus, it's not the focus of this video. This segment is more for those who might not actually know anything about the game's release, to give them some context. Now, there was a lot that went wrong with the release, and I mean a lot. But for now, we're just going to focus on a few of the things that went wrong. Well, first off, when the game came out, it was so broken and glitched, it was unplayable. People couldn't go 10 minutes without the game crashing, the graphics destroying themselves, or even the infamous game-breaking glitch that not only broke the game, but would break the PC or console you were playing. Yeah, not a great start so far. And yeah, that's just the name of a few of the things that went wrong with Bethesda's release. While most companies might have just cut their losses, shut everything down, and start immediately working on something new to make up for the failure, Bethesda didn't. They instead decided to buckle down and put the work into resurrecting the game. Pretty admirable, and it showed that Bethesda was serious about wanting this game to work and succeed. There are a lot of fixes and additions that Bethesda added to the game, which contributed to its resurrection, but none are more important than the full overhaul of the storyline. When the game first released, the world was practically empty, which also meant that there were no NPCs to talk to, tell you their stories, or give you quests, things which were essential for a Bethesda game. You can't have a role-playing game if there's no quote-unquote world or society to roleplay in. Unless you want to make your own, and at that point, just go buy D&D. All that changed when the Wastelanders update was released, giving the game a brand new main storyline, new side quest storylines, new settlements to explore and visit, and most of all, new NPCs to talk to. Finally, the world wasn't this empty crater that you were trapped within. Now this was an actual place with actual people, cities to go see, factions to join, stories to hear and to become a part of. An essential thing for any game like this. On the day of the release, the servers flooded with players and the communities grew, going from a player base of nearly 22,000 in the month of the patch release to reaching a peak of nearly 33,000 in the next month alone. Now, the numbers have fluctuated here and there since, but they are consistent and show a very dedicated community. Fallout 76, against all odds, is once again alive and growing.
Tempered by the crucible of its release and reworked through the stone-cold hammers of its creators, Fallout 76 was born anew and has since begun to thrive, which really gives us the answer to our question: how did Fallout 76 come back? It's simple. It was a combination of determined and hardworking developers patching, fixing, and adding content to the game, showing love for something that they created. Not to mention genius marketing strategies, advertisement, and PR to make up for the disaster when it first released. And finally, it had a community of players that have either been playing since the beginning and just soldiering it on, or players that, both new and old, decided, hey, let's give the game one more try. And I've been hooked since. And with that, the question has been answered, and that is all the time we have for the very first episode of Firefacts. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. You can expect them to get only better from here on out. And I hope you found the information useful, and the coming information to be useful as well. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, set that like button on fire like crazy and hit that subscribe button. And until next time, stay hot, everybody. Bye-bye.